Okay guys, so this is RWAIN aka Robin, and we are playing Metroid Prime Remastered. So I downloaded it. I was going to get the physical version anyway. River wanted to try it out, so I downloaded it and I was messing about on it for a little bit. So this isn't my first time playing the remastered version, so my reaction might be a little different, but yeah, all in all, let's check it out. Unidentified distress beacon coming from Talon 4.
The cosmos. In the vast universe, the history of humanity is but a flash of light from a lone star. The life of a single person should be lost in space and time.
So yeah, I gotta say,
But among the stars, there is one light that burns brighter than all others. The light of Samus Aran. Her battles extend beyond her life and etch themselves into history. Here, another chapter of that history will be written.
got the OLED TV as well. I don't need an OLED switch. If the screen on the Switch is OLED, I can get a TV that's OLED, so it looks amazing on my TV. Dark mode. Sweet, the textures, I mean the planet looks a lot better. You can see the space station with like the electric tendrils kind of going off. And I think I wasn't even gonna get this, to be fair, because I've had it on the GameCube. I wanted to see it in HD, so I ended up getting it for the PC and basically being able to get all the files and everything else off the disc. You can use the ROM off the disc, and then if you have your own disc, because I've got Metroid Prime Trilogy for the Wii as well, it's still legal if you own it physically. I'm not too sure if you can do it digitally and then kind of like pull. I don't see why not. It might just be a couple more steps, but I just seen like the trailers and everything, and the textures, you cannot, unless somebody makes their own textures in the fan project, and basically goes from like, I don't know, maybe this has got the different like engine that they're going to be, Retro Studios might be using for Metroid Prime 4 or something, but for everybody to do their own 4K textures and everything else like that, you still have the base GameCube game, so everything looks sharper and crisper, but like, you might not even see a grill on the other versions. So unless they're making their own textures rather than just like getting the old Retro Studio textures and throwing them through a 4K upscale sort of thing, you can't get it looking this good. There's a Reshade mod that I've seen where there's a guy that's playing Metroid Prime, and he's playing it on the PC. And it's got a reshade mod, so it basically makes like an artistic style choice with the colours and everything else. I mean, like, look at this. Ooh. Where you can actually see, what is this called? I think it's like one of the parasites or something like that. So you got the smaller ones, and then obviously they must get to this size. Like, the lighting's baked in. So either Retro Studios has basically had, like, I don't know, if there's light coming off a fire or something and it projects, you can see it like hit the gun, you see everything glow and everything else like that. Because it's in closed rooms, and the Switch can load like one room at a time sort of thing. So if we go into the menu sort of thing, like, you can see the door here and here. So obviously everything's going to be here rendered. Then this door, then this, renders all this sort of thing. So it makes it easier. And then you hit this door, loads. Now that's closed, now this is loaded in. There's no, like, if I'm looking forward, it doesn't need to render this, and then I'm looking at rendered this, and behind me is unrendered. It doesn't have to do any of that, it just literally can load the whole room. And this is open, this is slightly loaded. Hit with a cutscene, so basically everything's loaded in the background. Now that, I think because I turned around, I seen a little bit of a judder there. And then, yeah, I'm like... Oh. But yeah, like, even though I've got the PC version and the HD textures, it's up to 4K and it'll look like the GameCube version, but basically, like, really sharp, really crisp. You can get looking smooth. You still have the jagged edges and stuff like that. There's no way you can really like do anything about that. I think I've got a couple of videos up. I didn't carry it on. I don't know if I just kind of just decided to stop playing it because of the views, or like, I don't know, it wasn't, people didn't seem as interested or something. I'm not quite sure. Because even if people weren't interested, I could have just carried on uploading the videos. But now I've got this, and I've downloaded it digitally, and I just can carry on playing this one on Nintendo Switch and just go from here. But yeah, like, I feel like Retro Studios needed, like, they just need a push. So same with like Metroid Dread. I've downloaded it physically. Downloaded it digitally, even though I bought it physically. The only difference with that one was, I think my brother had it, and I don't know if he's confused his version with my version, so I couldn't find it at all. So I ended up having to like download it digitally if I wanted to play it, because I don't know where the Metroid Dread cartridge has gone at all. I don't think so, bro. Stop that. Stop that. No. Bad space pirates. But yeah, when the this comes out physically as well, I'll be buying it again. I definitely needs the push with Metroid. Like, there's not a lot of sales, and the work that they produce is amazing. So, like, I feel like they deserve. I mean, £35 as well, when Retro Studios could have literally said, "Oh, we're gonna make this a £60 game," or because the price of the game's gone up, we're gonna make it £70. Nah, they didn't even do that. You've got The Last of Us that was like remastered, and then it was like HD-fied. Like, they basically made it from the ground up again or something like that. And how much, you know, how much did that cost? And Retro Studios was just like, nah, you know what? Well, Retro Studios and Nintendo, because Nintendo will have the last say, I suppose. It's like, yeah, you know what? It's remastered and everything else like that, but you don't need to put a full £60 price tag on it, or $60 or $70, depending on where you're from. So yeah, respect, man. And if they do the same with Metroid Prime 2 and Metroid Prime 3, that'd be amazing. If they just leave it as this one, that's fine. But it'd be nice for, if Metroid Prime 4 is going to take even longer, get Metroid Prime 2 out. Why not? If Metroid Prime 4 comes out in the next couple of years, and maybe the next generation Switch console comes out, Nintendo's next gen console comes out, Metroid Prime 4 makes its way out of that, and then they're like, you know what? Would you like to play the rest of the story before Metroid Prime 4? Here's Metroid Prime 2 remastered. Metroid Prime 3 remastered will follow. Then I don't see why I wouldn't be able to do that, man. That's be amazing. And then if we get the sales right and people are interested in Metroid Prime 4, then they might do another like 5, or they might just do a reboot. Like, we've got options there then. Alright, so new creature entry has been downloaded to your logbook. Morphologies, parasite queen, parasite female, genetically enhanced by unknown means. Weak spot has been detected in this creature's mouth. Use your auto targeting to acquire this new target. I do like how you can actually see, it's almost like a thermal pattern on the pictures, and then the target area to show its mouth and things like that. Obviously, if you're not really text-based, you can literally just look at the images and be like, alright, it's targeting its mouth. Cool, let's go. I always get confused between the morph ball and the missiles for some reason. I don't know if the classic controls used to be an X or a Y, like it was a button for the missile, and it's on the dual stick, because you can move around with the right stick. And you're moving the camera around with the right stick, and you're moving with the left stick. So put the missile on R. Nice. Okay, so I think that's how you can spam it. You can click ZR, then ZR, then ZR, then R, then ZR, then R. So when you hit ZR, it goes to shoot a beam, so it shuts the missile door. And then you can click R again and it'll shoot a missile, then it'll shut the door, then the missile. So go, oh, you want a beam? No, missile. Beam, no, missile. Alright, but yeah, man, like, even if they've, like, with these ones, if there's no, like, these lights, even if they don't, if they're not actual lights, and they've just literally, alright, we'll basically do digital art and colour the texture to make it look like the light's hitting it, whereas actually it's just a painted picture, basically, of light. Like, if it works and, you know, it makes this game run smoothly at 60 frames per second, because this is 60 frames per second. Apparently it's 900p or something like that. I believe that's in duct mode. Like whatever, just make it work, you know. You've got Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, and I haven't even seen the updates to see if it runs, how much better it runs, but I guarantee that it's still, like, somebody shout me out if I'm wrong, but I guarantee that's still a stuttery mess. Frames per second is probably horrendous still on that game. Again, because it's more open world, but it's not like it looks like this. And it's an open world game. I mean, even if it was like Retro Studios trying to do this and it was trying to do open world, they would struggle. Because the Nintendo Switch and, you know, the RAM memory for it, for the console, is well known. But to have a game that looks like Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, it's open world, and instead of targeting a lot of frames per second, it was just like, you know what, it's got to go from 2 frames to 30. Like anything in between. Like, nah, man. I understand that the anime and like the cartoon and the there we go. The trading card game and everything else like that, and it needs to make its way out. But at the end of the day, even if you've got a set target and everything else like that, you know that you need to hit a deadline. And yeah, you get a call from your bosses and everything else like that, but like, you're hitting deadlines, man. You can tell the bosses, like, we're hitting a deadline, we need to get this out. Like, it's not gonna run or look as good as you think it's gonna, so we're gonna basically not make this a priority. We're gonna make the frame rate a priority. And then we can make the models how we, you know, want to make them. You need to make some compromises, but to compromise on the frame rate. Oh, come on, man. You had Pokemon Sword and Shield. You went from Scarlet and Violet, which tries to be too ambitious. Like, no, not on a Switch console. Like, you have the Switch, you've made a Switch game, you played on the 3DS. How are you trying to make a game that could run on a PlayStation 4? I just know, man. It's you know, it's not a PlayStation 4. What are you guys doing? Yeah, it really looks amazing. The ripples in the water and everything else like that. Man, I don't even get the turrets come down. Ah, I'll get electrocuted. Come on, let me go. Let me go. Alright. Power suit. There we go. So I had to put the narration on full. So it was on partial, I think, as a standard. And I played it and I was just like, I'm sure they used to talk about like the various suit malfunction and all this jazz. And this room depressurizing used to take ages. And I'm sure you used to have to scan this as well to like start it, and it just does it automatically. The door just opens. Oh yeah, I can't again go back into Morph Ball now. I was gonna like go into Morph Ball and try and get here faster. Nope. See the space pirates flying around in the background. Whee! Shares them into space. Because the colours are more pronounced now as well. I didn't realise that Samus had like a little bit of orange on her legs, like on her thighs. Zero G's, bro. 0 G's. Man, it doesn't look like a 3D sphere. with like a 2D texture just stuck on it. The rumble, man. Spaceship's making its way in. Going for a landing. Those waterfalls. Look at that rain. Look at those leaves. The tiny little grass 2D textures that they put on to make it, give it some character. New extras unlocked in the main menu. Alright. Hell yeah, save. Why, thank you. Look at it, the rain dropping down on the gun on the right. You can see it all pooling up on the fingers. See hitting the visor and everything. This is why I turn the helmet hood off. I can go from menu here. Whoops, that is the map on the plus. Okay, menu on the minus. I can go over to control scheme. Well, you have to click A on the controls first, and then you can go pointer, hybrid, classic. You can go display. Even on controls, you can swap the beam and visor, X and Y inputs, original map buttons. Oh, okay, so then which ones open the map screen and all this jazz. Interesting, interesting. So I might be able to mess about with it more even than I thought. So you got the helmet, which is just literally the top and the bottom, which again. Oh no, if I just put on the original, yeah, I've just put on the original GameCube controls. No, I tried to use the right stick and it didn't do anything. Oh, I didn't want to click that. I mean, I can use the pointer with the Joy-Cons, and literally just aim it at the screen or something. But obviously, it'd be a dry row, so it'd be like Skyward Sword. There'd be no sensor bar, so. I feel like you'd have to constantly like click the button to realign it. Alright, so turn that off. I mean, I'm not too sure what the HUD lag is. I know what the hint system is. And when you unlock new extras, okay. Yeah, I don't need that. And then yeah, it's turned down somewhat. Turn it a little bit up, just so I can see. Alright, there's my power. I've got the when enemies are actually going to be appearing in the top left. They'll appear in the top left. So you can see like the orange dots. And now they appeared over here. So a little radar. Got the little mini-map in the top right. The beams that I'm currently using in the bottom right, and the visors that I'm currently using in the bottom left. So yeah, like, that's all I need for the visor really, and the helmet just kind of like stops me from seeing a lot of the geometry and the level design and everything else like that. So yeah, I'm really impressed with this. It just looks amazing, and I feel Retro Studios needed to get some sales going on, and hopefully they can move on with Metroid Prime 2 Remastered and Metroid Prime 3, because I'm not bothered with them doing the Last of Us treatment. I was just bothered that you'd have to pay £60 for all different games, and they might change the decision later on depending on how many sales, but I don't know, we kind of go from there and see what happens. I believe that the stick is the same formula that they're going forward with this one, whereas if it goes on to the next console generation it might jump up to 45 maybe each game, but you know, I feel like Metroid Prime 4 is going to be a £60 game, and then maybe on the next generation console it'll be £70 or something, so yeah. Alright, so I'll see you guys later. Thanks for watching, and hit the like button if you want to or not. It's completely up to you if you like it or not. But yeah, thanks, and I'll see you in the next one.